Hey guys, my name is Sarah. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit more about specific learning disabilities. So, what is a specific learning disability? A specific learning disability, as idea, is defined as a disorder in one or more of the basic psychological processes involved in the understanding and using language, spoken or written, that may manifest itself in the imperfect ability to listen, think, speak, read, write, or spell, or do mathematical calculations. So, some strategies that teachers could use in the classroom could involve several different things. For example, in reading, they could create a safe environment for the student to write, and by doing that, they allow the student to feel comfortable in their environment. In addition, they could play word games. So I know that in my reading methods class we learned that we played sight word games. You could do that with your students. That will allow them to also feel comfortable and help students with specific learning disabilities learn those words. And another way that they could learn is to get the teacher to read aloud to them every day. So reading aloud to children, actually, it encourages them to read the directions and read labels and read signs. So that's super important. And like I said, when writing, teachers can create a super safe place for their students, and this can balance the feedback between what is good about writing and what needs improvement. We can encourage a variety of writing activities, like keeping a daily journal, not just in the classroom but at home. So for students with specific learning disabilities, they might not like to write as much because they have that problem area. So encouraging them to write in their free time might help them in the long run. And then allowing for enough time for each assignment, that is important for these type of students because they, like I said, do have a specific learning disability, so we need to accommodate them at all times. And we need to consider that giving these students the additional time could and help them in the long run. So we need to be patient with them. So yeah. And then for math. So to teach basic concepts, we could use concrete objects instead of just using numbers. So I know for my math methods class, we had to make stations, and I used just Easter eggs as my concrete objects, and I thought that was really cool. And so if I had a student in my classroom, I could use something like that if it were around Easter time as my concrete objects. But most teachers use Unifix cubes, and this helps the students to really have a hands-on object, and it allows them to really get into the math problem and see it with their own eyes. And like all the other subjects, we need to allow time for them to really think and process this information, because they do struggle in these areas, and so we really need to hear them out and let them have time. And then we can play math games. So there's so many math games out there. I learned this in my math methods class as well. I didn't realize how many math apps there were, but for students like this, they might be more apt to playing on an iPad than playing a game on a piece of paper. And so giving them an iPad might encourage them to want to learn and play that game and get really involved in that subject area. So these are a few strategies that teachers can use with specific learning disabilities. These are just a few that I've learned about. There's a million more, but these are just a few. Thank you.